Hey, it's Mr. Shrum, and I am back again with a anatomy physiology walkthrough tutorial. And today we're going to look at sensory organs and what they do. Look at the senses they let us use. And the first one we're going to look at is sight. The eye is a sensory organ that converts light into electrical impulses that are sent to the brain, which interprets what we see. The eye can be divided into external structures and internal structures. So things that are on the outside of the eye and things that are on the inside of the eye. External structures are the parts of the eye that you can see when you look into a mirror. So think of the iris, the cornea, the pupil, the sclera, and the conjunctiva. You can see those in this diagram. Internal structures of the eye are the parts that you can't see from the outside. They're located behind your iris, and they are the lens, the retina, the vitreous gel, macula, fovea, and the optic nerve. All of these structures work together so that we can see. When our eyes function properly, we are able to see very important characteristics of objects around us. For example, size, shape, texture, color, and movement. Vision, or sight, is the process of converting incoming light into images interpreted by the brain. The primary structures that aid with your sense of sight include the cornea and lens, the iris and pupil, the retina, and macula. The cornea is a dome on the outer surface of the eye. It is the external portion of your eye's focusing system. The lens is located behind the iris. It is a clear disc that helps to focus light onto the retina. The cornea and lens bend incoming rays of light and focus them upon the retina. A pinpoint object is focused on the retina as a pinpoint. An object with more than one dimension, think of like a flower, is focused upon the retina upside down and reversed left to right. So everything's topsy-turvy. Everything's kind of backwards. The cornea is primarily responsible for bending the majority of incoming light rays. The lens performs minor adjustments for distance. The lens flattens when light rays from distant objects are to be focused. The lens maintains its spherical shape to view nearby objects. So it flattens when light rays from distant objects are to be focused, and then it maintains spherical shape to view nearby. So nearby, far away. Sight. The iris is the colored part of the eye. Its primary function is to regulate how much light gets into your eye. And it does this by dilating and constricting the pupil. The pupil is the black round opening of the iris. And so depending on how much light is around in your surroundings, the pupil will adjust accordingly. The retina is comprised of special light sensing cells that cover the back of the eye. The retina converts light into electrical impulses. The macula is a small, extra sensitive spot at the center portion of the retina. It is responsible for your central vision and contains the fovea. And that fovea is a small depression at the center of the macula. It gives you your sharpest vision. The specialized cells of the retina are called rods and cones. The rods and cones are light receptors that generate nerve signals that are sent to the brain to interpret as sight. Rods help you see in dim light and can detect shades of gray. However, rods can't identify colors. Cones help you see in bright light and helps you distinguish colors and detail. So rods, gray, cones, color. So remember, C for cones goes with C for colors. When you examine an object, it is the macula and the fovea that allow you to see the intricate details. This area of your eye contains primarily cones and a few rods. We can see well with either one eye open or both eyes open. And if one eye is focusing on an object or if both eyes are focusing on the same object, we experience stereoscopic vision. Stereoscopic, also called binocular. So that means being able to view the height, length, and depth of an object. This works by the right eye transmits an image to the brain. The left eye transmits an image from a slightly different angle to the brain. The brain is able to determine the depth of an object by comparing the same image from two different angles, giving us a 3D interpretation of the object. The ability to sense the depth or distance of an object is called depth perception. And that's the end of sight. So a very cool topic. I like my eyes and sight. And then the next one will be sound. The ear is a sensory organ that's responsible for hearing and balance. The structures of the ear can be classified into three categories: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. The outer ear, the auricle, the external auditory canal, the tympanic membrane in the middle ear, ossicles in the middle ear, Eustachian tube, inner ear, the cochlea, the semicircular canals, the vestibule, and the cranial nerve 8. These structures aid in hearing and balance. Hearing is detecting sounds, and sounds are disturbances of air molecules transmitted by air. When an object causes a sound, it causes the air particles to vibrate, and these vibrations spread through the air as a wave, just like a ripple does in water. Sound also travels in waves. Sound waves are composed of molecules in the air flexing in and out. Vibrations travel outward when the air molecules flex out and pushes against the molecules next to them. This is a process called compression. Vibrations that cause a decrease in air pressure cause the air molecules to flex in and pulls nearby molecules toward an object. That process is called rarefaction. The auricle or pinna is commonly known as the earlobe. The auricles are composed of skin-covered cartilage. The auricle receives these sound waves. The brain is able to interpret where the sounds are coming from by analyzing how these sound waves hit the pinna. This allows you to determine whether the sound is coming from in front of you or behind you. The brain also receives input from both the left and right pinna. Sounds traveling to the right of you will hit your right eardrum before your left. Therefore, you know that the sound is coming from your right side. And the external auditory canal is a tube that transports sounds towards the tympanic membrane and the ossicles. So you can see that in this diagram. The tympanic membrane is commonly known as the eardrum. The tympanic membrane sends sound waves to the ossicles by vibrating. So we have this eardrum and it's vibrating and sending those sound waves deeper into your ear. The ossicles are three tiny bones that are attached to the tympanic membrane like a chain. The three ossicles are named malleus, incus, and stapes, or the hammer, anvil, and stirrups. Together with the tympanic membrane, they convert sound waves into mechanical vibrations. These vibrations are transmitted to the fluid within the cochlea. The cochlea is shaped like a snail right here, and it spirals around the organ of the corti. And the organ of corti is the hearing organ of the ear, right there. The organ of corti is lined with hair cells, and these hair cells are disturbed because of the vibrations. The disturbed hair cells then transmit an electrical impulse to the brain. The brain then interprets the vibrations as sounds. Louder sound waves stimulate the hair cells. More so, the brain interprets the increased transmissions as loudness. And very loud sound waves can cause so much disturbance in the cochlea that hair cells may be permanently damaged. The ears are delicate and important organs that make it possible for us to hear sounds in the world around us. And that's it for sight and sound. And next time we'll look at the two other sensory organs and senses. But until next time, have a great day and a great week, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.